Welcome to Spokane Talks, where you'll find the latest in news, views, and conversation. Spokane Talks is sponsored by Creative Music Learning Center and River Ridge Hardware. Now it's time to hear what Spokane is talking about. Welcome to Spokane Talks on Fox 28. A couple great segments today. First is Kate Hudson from Visit Spokane. She's going to talk about all the wonderful things going on in December in our area. Then with Sheriff Ozzie, he's going to talk to Mike Volz, 6th District Representative, about what's coming up in the legislative session this next year. And Susan Senske O'Neil is back to talk about Puttin On The Ritz on New Year's Eve. And then a highlight from the UGM in the Pulse program.
Here at Creative Music Learning Center, we are dedicated to your learning no matter where you are on your journey. Whether you are a beginner, a casual player, or need some brushing up on technique, we are here for you. When you begin lessons with us, our teachers take the time to understand what kind of learner you are and how we can help you further your knowledge, offering a variety of instruments including piano, guitar, voice, violin, and more. We are here and ready to get started with you.
Hi, this is Larry at River Ridge Hardware. Just wanted the opportunity to show you a little bit about our Christmas. We have Christmas tree stands. We have ornaments that you won't find anywhere else. We have the small Christmas lights. We have the tube lights that you can run up and down. We also have a massive amount of snow shovels. Come on out and visit River Ridge Hardware.
Kate Hudson from Visit Spokane. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We're well into December,
Yes.
which means a lot of things are going on in Spokane.
Yes, we have my favorite event.
Oh, what's your favorite event?
Christmas tree elegance.
I thought it was Tom Hudson.
Well, that's an all-year event.
Oh, okay. When he's not doing basketball or baseball
Exactly.
at GU, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have Christmas tree elegance that's going on at the historic Davenport and River Park Square.
Okay.
18 trees decorated. They are worth up to $5,000 each one. You can put your little raffle ticket in and decide.
How much are the raffle tickets?
$1.
Still $1?
Yep, still $1.
That hasn't changed for a
It has
long,
not.
long time.
They get 100,000 people through looking at the trees, and they raise about $250,000 every year for the Spokane Symphony.
Wow. So if they're charging $1 and they get 100,000, are they pickpocketing the other 150,000?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
Yes, even if you don't do raffle tickets.
Yeah, and honestly, when you look at and walk through, the Davenport is the place to be during the holiday season, let's face it. And if you try to host a lunch there or some dinner or whatever, it's busy. It is because that's the tradition and so forth. But those trees are absolutely beautiful there and River Park Square, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, spread out over 2 wonderful locations.
Yeah.
We also have the Bing Crosby Film Festival.
Okay.
It doesn't get any more Spokane and any more holiday than Bing Crosby. So we
Okay.
have that going on December 14th at the Bing Crosby Theater. It's an all-day Bing Crosby Holiday Film Festival. And they'll also have music by his nephew, Howard Crosby,
Yes,
who's
yes.
still alive.
Right.
He'll be doing his show. So $10 gets you in. You can watch movies all day.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
We also have the holiday lights at Geyser Conservatory
Yes.
in Manitou Park, and it's thousands of twinkly lights inside the greenhouse, and it's a free event, and it's wonderful. I like the juxtaposition of the cold outside and the warm tropical.
You know, I've not
feel.
done that one, but is that a fun one to take kids to?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fun.
Okay.
They also have the free carriage rides downtown, Wheatland Bank, and so we've got that going on. They also have the Davenport Grand Hotel Crescent window displays back for a
yes.
second year.
Yes.
So I highly recommend going to see those. These
I
are all free things.
I sent a note to Elizabeth Hooker the other day at Downtown Spokane Partnership,
Yes.
and I get a note back from her email saying I'm putting up displays at the Grand, the Crescent displays. So she was
Yes.
working.
She works very hard on that,
Yeah.
and of course it's
Did
filled
you
with
go down and
nostalgia.
help?
Not this year,
Not
but we
this
did
year.
last year.
Yes.
We were walking through downtown with all the ballerinas from the Nutcracker scene.
Right.
People were staring at us, which I thought was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So
Great. How can people get more information?
Visit Spokane.com. Just click on the events tab. You will find it all there.
So simple.
Yes, and even on the homepage, we have a whole holiday page set up that you'll see.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Here at Creative Music Learning Center, we are dedicated to your learning no matter where you are on your journey. Whether you are a beginner, a casual player, or need some brushing up on technique, we are here for you. When you begin lessons with us, our teachers take the time to understand what kind of learner you are and how we can help you further your knowledge, offering a variety of instruments including piano, guitar, voice, violin, and more. We are here and ready to get started with you.
Hi, this is Larry at River Ridge Hardware. Just wanted the opportunity to show you a little bit about our Christmas. We have Christmas tree stands. We have ornaments that you won't find anywhere else. We have the small Christmas lights. We have the tube lights that you can run up and down. We also have a massive amount of snow shovels. Come on out and visit River Ridge Hardware.
Christmas, Kate here.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
There are a couple more events going on, and let's
Yes.
talk about those so that folks can take those in too.
Yes, this weekend we have the Nutcracker
Okay.
at the Martin Woldson Theater at the Fox Theater. And of course, this is State Street Ballet from San Jose. They fly up every Christmas and they team up with the Spokane Symphony and they put on this incredible, iconic ballet.
Have you gone before?
I go every year.
Do you really?
I will be there tomorrow on Sunday.
Okay.
So.
And in fact, you have a daughter, right?
I
Does
do.
she love to go to?
She does, and
Okay.
she takes ballet, so she is hoping to try out. She's old enough now. I think she'll be able to try out for one of the local roles.
Oh, really?
So I think she's going to do that next year.
Oh,
So fingers
fun.
crossed
Yes.
that she
yes.
gets a role.
And then what else is going on?
We also have, let's see.
There's
we also
something
have,
going on at the Civic Theater.
Oh, yes, we have The Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And someone special and near and dear to your heart.
Yes, my
is in it.
granddaughter.
Yes.
I almost said Chloe. We were just talking about Chloe. My granddaughter, I've got too many granddaughters. Okay, Addie is Zuzu, and that's that
Yes.
iconic line at the end of when the bell rings.
Yes.
and that means another angel's got his wings.
Yes.
So yeah,
It's wonderful.
it's her first time to ever try out and first time to ever be on stage.
That's great.
So tickets are going fast, literally going
They are.
fast.
The
Yeah.
first weekend of shows were all sold out.
Yes, yes.
So, which is great.
Yes.
But you still have time. The show runs through December 22nd.
22nd, right?
So,
Okay.
plenty
So
of
what
time.
else is going on that
We
my
also-
family's not involved in?
This weekend, your family could be involved in the Gingerbread Build-Off at
Oh,
Northern
yes.
Quest Resort and Casino. In previous years, it's been held at the Davenport Grand, but they've
Yeah.
moved it to Northern Quest. And all the benefits, or all the proceeds benefit Christ Kitchen.
Oh, good,
For
good.
$7, you can buy your own gingerbread kit and sit there and build it with your grandkids.
For
your
$7?
kids. Yeah.
That's great price.
Yes, and then they also have these incredible gingerbread houses that
Yeah.
are on display. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
wonderful to go walk through
Okay.
and see with
And
your
what else
family.
is going on?
We have one more thing going on this month, and it's the watch party.
The watch. I don't have a watch on today.
so
I
Gonzaga-
need to go to the party?
Gonzaga University is
Okay.
taking on UNC December 18th.
Okay.
Tickets are sold out. It's the hardest ticket in town to get. So Hooptown, USA, affiliated with Hoopfest, has created this wonderful watch party under the new pavilion in Riverfront Park. So they're going to have jumbotrons.
Oh, fun.
There's going to be special Noli Hooptown brews that you can buy. There's going to be
After all, it is college basketball.
It is.
Yeah.
So if you want to go watch the game on jumbotrons with thousands of your closest friends, this will
Right.
be a great way to do it, and it's a free event.
If you have enough people there, you will be warm.
Absolutely.
So
And you'll
okay,
be under the lights.
One more time. How can they get all this information
Yes.
and more?
Visit Spokane.com. Just click on the events tab. It's all there.
Kate Hudson, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Here at Creative Music Learning Center, we are dedicated to your learning no matter where you are on your journey. Whether you are a beginner, a casual player, or need some brushing up on technique, we are here for you. When you begin lessons with us, our teachers take the time to understand what kind of learner you are and how we can help you further your knowledge, offering a variety of instruments including piano, guitar, voice, violin, and more. We are here and ready to get started with you.
Hi, this is Larry at River Ridge Hardware. Just wanted the opportunity to show you a little bit about our Christmas. We have Christmas tree stands. We have ornaments that you won't find anywhere else. We have the small Christmas lights. We have the tube lights that you can run up and down. We also have a massive amount of snow shovels. Come on out and visit River Ridge Hardware.
Next is Ozzie, our sheriff, talking with Mike Volz about the upcoming legislative session in our state capital, Olympia.
This is Sheriff Ozzie Knezvoich with the Sheriff's Report. With me today, we have Representative in the 6th Legislative District, Mike Volz. And Mike, there's been a lot of changes due to the election this last year. I-976, car tabs. What is that going to do for the state, and how is that going to affect the ability to get some of these projects done?
Well, yeah, that lowered the car tabs from $60 to $30 on the base, and what that does is it creates a pretty big hole in the transportation budget. And it's not the nice to have projects that this hurts. It's the kind of the bedrock, bread and butter maintenance project. So we have a hole to fill, and we have to figure out how to fill that hole so that we can keep these projects on task. Some of them are very vital to law enforcement. If a road's down, just like anybody else, it impacts the ability of law enforcement, of ambulance, of fire to respond to problems. A particular problem is in some of the rural areas that we will have, there's the risk of bridge closures, which will cut off or divert traffic around certain areas because these bridges are old and in need of repair. So I think it creates a big challenge that we need to go to Olympia and figure out a way to fix and find a stable source of funding for those vital projects.
In the regular section of the show, you mentioned the state's propensity to sweep special budgets. Do you see any sweepage to try to close this hole?
Well, the sweeping usually goes the other way. It goes from these special funds into the general fund. I don't know if it's ever been pulled out of the general fund into the special purpose funds. So I think it's going to be hard to count on that we're going to take money out of the general fund. Besides I think their general fund budget, they're way out over their skis on what they're expecting for tax revenue and the sustainability over 4 years.
Even with the massive amount of taxes that they put in?
Even with the massive amount of taxes they put in. We had about, $5 billion worth of taxes and $5 billion worth of economic growth, and they've spent it all.
And they did that without giving us a chance to even talk about it.
Correct.
Interesting session last year. And when we come back from the break, we'll talk about one of the more disturbing aspects of what we saw last year in the legislature. And again, this is Sheriff Ozzie Knezvoich with the Sheriff's Report. In studio with me is Representative Mike Volz out of the 6th Legislative District. And, Mike, last year, you're outnumbered over there. Democrats, Republican splits. And we saw a lot of interesting dynamics. Taxes being passed without any comments, last minute, no weigh-in from the public. But we also watched something that's never happened in the history of the House of Representatives. This has never happened before. We had a deputy that was killed in the line of duty, and it's tradition that the House does a resolution for a moment of silence on the floor. Mm-hmm. Last year, for the first time in the history again of the House, the Democratic caucus refused to do a resolution, and they were in control, recognizing the death of that deputy and a moment of silence. The excuse that they gave was, well, the pastor was going to mention that in the prayer. They always do that. The pastors always mention the deputy or the officer that's fallen in the prayer. What's never happened before is the fact that the House of Representatives, controlled by the progressive end of the Democratic Party, refused to honor that deputy. What was the dynamic like that? Because I know that the House Republicans did something a little bit different, but they weren't allowed to do it on the floor.
Yeah, it was shocking, and we have active law enforcement in our caucus. We have former law enforcement in our caucus. The closest I came, I was an MP for 3 years in the Army, and realized that was the extent of my law enforcement experience that I was going to have. But we have a very strong commitment to the law enforcement, and it was appalling, and it was we couldn't understand why. And we worked hard trying to get it on the floor and pressing our point on it. But we did have a moment of silence. We did have our own resolution in our caucus room behind closed doors. All the Republicans showed a moment of silence. We just weren't allowed to do that on the floor. And I agree. I think I snooped around at the time, and no one could remember if that's ever happened. And we don't think it's ever happened before. So it's a new first, a new low in the House of Representatives, and I think it's unconscionable and inexcusable why they wouldn't take that moment.
There's a lot of things get said back and forth. Laws that are passed, I-940 was passed, that has horrible ramifications for law enforcement in many respects. I really truly believe that, as you said in the main section of this show, elections have consequences. And ladies and gentlemen, if you agree with what happened over there, I don't know what to say to you, but if you don't agree with what happened over there, just remember elections have consequences. We are out there to serve you and take care of you, and we do our best to do that. So, Mike, I look forward to having people listen to the show, and I look forward to seeing you work against next year in the legislature.
Thank you.
Susan Senske O'Neil is here to talk about Puttin On The Ritz, New Year's Eve party of all parties. Actually, she calls it a gala. You got to find out about that. Well, Susan Senske O'Neil,
Yes.
You have helped start and continue, although you retired, but we all know what that means in life these days, don't
That's
we?
right. That means
From
you're busier.
the Puttin on the Ritz at the Davenport Hotel. What year is this now?
It started 6 years ago.
Okay.
The symphony did it the first year, and then Spokane Symphony Associates took
over,
and I was actually in the initial planning stages of that. And so they got me hooked a long time.
Yeah, they did.
And then
you
I
tried to resign a little bit.
Yeah, well, this year I wanted to travel a little more, but they needed a lot more help than I think I expected. So I'm sort of there helping a lot.
We all know we've all been called into things in the past, haven't we?
Well, I did get to prance, though.
Oh, yes, you did.
I
Yes,
did.
I remember that.
I canceled my November trip so that
Yeah.
I could help them, and then I delayed my December trip so that
Okay.
I could help them. But I will be back for New Year's Eve, and I better see you there because it's a great party.
Yeah. Let's talk about what goes on earlier before your event that night, because that's kind of the
Beethoven's Ninth.
Yes.
It's a fabulous performance.
This
It
is New
lasts-
Year's Eve.
This is New Year's Eve.
Right.
It's at the Fox, and even if you don't like or do not participate in music or the symphony,
Right.
You don't have. You're like me. You don't
This is
know
a
anything
classic.
about music.
This is a classic.
Oh, this is a 1 hour performance. You will come out just elated. You
Okay.
will be so inspired.
Ready
And
for the new year.
Yeah. Then you walk down to the Davenport to Puttin On The Ritz.
Yes.
And that is a gala.
Okay.
It's a dinner and partying and
It's
celebrating.
not a dance.
Well, we have dancing.
Yes, but it's
it
not
is
a
not
dance.
just a dance.
Right.
It's we have a 20-piece band. 5 vocalists. Matter of fact, a local favorite will be part of the team of 5 vocalists, Jim
Okay.
Swoboda,
Okay. Yes.
and then the
Yes.
Waddell twins.
Okay.
Waddle. I think I said that wrong. Oops.
Okay.
Anyway,
You'll hear about it.
I'll hear about it. I'll get an email or
Yeah.
before I get to
Welcome
that
to our
door.
life. There's
Yeah.
no privacy.
Yeah, that's
they all
right.
know how to reach us, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of fun. There's
Yeah.
tremendous energy in that party.
Right.
Like I said before, I learned last year that parties have velocity.
Yes. Yes.
And so
You have a ball at this, don't you?
I
you just
enjoy it.
so love it. Yeah.
I'm working hard, but it's a wonderful party. It's wonderful to be a hostess.
Yes.
I've loved that.
Yes, and you don't get out of there in the next morning until what? what time?
Usually 4-ish, maybe.
4-ish? Ish? Yes. More the ish than 4, I'm guessing.
Well, it's
We're going to
never
take
before 2, I can tell you.
Yeah, I'll bet. We're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and talk about how you can get tickets to this, because this is something to go to. Well, welcome back. Susan Senske O'Neil.
Yes.
You've just been doing this for this Putting on the Ritz for, this is the 7th year?
This is the 6th.
6th year, okay. I was adding a year to this. Yeah, okay. Well,
Probably.
I was never
Probably.
I was never that good in math, okay? Remember the days when we were in school and they said, "What do you think you're going to do? Carry a calculator around?" Well, we do today,
Yes, we
okay?
do.
We carry our phone and everything else. This event, Putting on the Ritz, is at the Davenport. It's after the Beethoven thing, which is a separate buy at the Fox that evening. And then you walk down the street. And so set the tone in terms of the cost and how to get tickets and all of that, because people want to join.
Oh, yes. You would call or go down to the Fox box office. And the telephone number is 509-624-1200. And you can order online. We have a link on our Facebook page that can, if Facebook for Putting on the Ritz, Spokane's New Year's Eve Gala.
Right.
I did that so it would go right to the top.
Right.
And so Putting on the Ritz, Spokane's New Year's Eve Gala is the Facebook page, and there is a link. If you go over to event details and click on it, you will find a link where you can buy online.
But there's a reason to call the Fox Theater or go down there, isn't there?
Well, yes, you can hand pick yourself
yeah.
where you want to sit, which table. If you order online, then you have to, they automatically just assign you to a table.
The computer assigns it.
The computer
Yeah.
will assign it.
Yeah.
And if you have a group, you say John and Joe want to go,
Right.
and Mary and Ann, and so they all.
You
well,
better
you go down,
order,
you call,
coordinate.
you look on, you find out the tables,
Okay.
and then you all call and say, I want to be at such and such a table.
Okay.
Or so. It's a good way to do it, to be where you want to be in the ballroom.
Yeah.
There's dinner included, by the way.
Okay.
It's glam. It's
Is there any
glitz,
music?
It's fun. Oh yes, 20-piece band, 5 vocalists. Jim Swoboda, a local favorite.
Yes.
He is one of the performers, and then we also have entertainment during the band break.
Right.
We don't stop for a second.
Right.
We
and
just
some-
party right
and
straight
s-
through.
What I think is fun is you got something going on around the table. So if you're not wanting to dance all night or just listen to the music and you want to
Right.
still,
I know people come to that party just to listen to the music. It's so good. And then we have an illusionist that will be
Yes.
there also, and he will be circulating through the tables doing tricks.
okay.
Not that guy. That was a mistake with you.
Yes, it was. It was. I could have really gone there.
I saw your-
yeah, you know me well enough now.
I saw it.
Well, with that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. The other day, we sat down with folks from the Union Gospel Mission, and we have some highlights from that. Can I ask you about your experience? How did you get to UGM?
So when I was 16, I dropped out of high school. I
Okay.
got addicted to meth,
Oh,
and as soon as I turned 18, I got 3 felonies and on the run, running around through the streets, couch surfing, still in my addiction, and it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah.
From being on the run and then getting caught by my probation officer and getting sent back to jail.
that'll do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I was in jail, my mom, who was at the women's crisis shelter getting her life together,
Okay.
she had called me when I was in jail and said that, hey, there's a program at the mission. It's 16 months long. It's called the Life Recovery Program. You should try it and see
Wow.
what good it does for you. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm all in for it. So as soon as I got out of jail, I came straight to the mission.
Did you know you needed help?
Oh yeah,
I mean, you could admit that?
yes,
Did you want help?
yes.
Okay. Why?
Because where I was headed, I was either headed for prison or
Possibly death.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's frightening as you look back right now.
Oh yeah.
Now, how long have you been there?
I've been there since last September. So
You're coming
Over a
up on
year.
the 16 months, aren't you? Yeah. So what's next for you?
next for me, so in phase there's 4 phases.
Okay.
Each phase is 4 months long, and in the 4th phase, you do 240 hours of internship.
Okay.
For a business practicum that the UGM partners with.
Okay.
So I'm almost to that spot right now.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, absolutely.
Here at Creative Music Learning Center, we are dedicated to your learning no matter where you are on your journey. Whether you are a beginner, a casual player, or need some brushing up on technique, we are here for you. When you begin lessons with us, our teachers take the time to understand what kind of learner you are and how we can help you further your knowledge, offering a variety of instruments including piano, guitar, voice, violin, and more. We are here and ready to get started with you.
Thanks for watching Spokane Talks on Fox 28. Have a good week, everybody.
Spokane Talks is about you. Give us your feedback and comments at info@SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Spokane Talks is everywhere you are. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SpokaneTalksMedia.com. We'll be back next week with the latest news, views, and conversation. Please join us.